Welcome everybody to another awesome episode of Wine, Hops, and Road Stops, right here at the beer stop in West Hazelton with my good friend Alan. Alan, how you doing today?
Oh, doing great, as always.
What are we talking about today? Well, in front of us we have a lot of beers.
Well, it's summertime, so we figured this whole low carb thing is a big deal. A lot of people on the Atkins diet, like I've tried in the past, so everything we have today is based on low carbs. So if you care about carbs, this is the beers for you.
So we're saying low carbs but big flavor?
We hope. Half of these I haven't tried because they're mostly light beers. A couple that aren't light beers, which are new to the market. Traditionally, it was always the Michelob Ultra, kind of broke through that market. But now there's even IPAs, with low carbs and 3 carbs.
Yeah, now we're seeing craft breweries doing the same thing.
Exactly.
Or at least trying. We'll see how it is in a little bit. But first, before we get there, we've got some really interesting news today. First of all, you could have your 6-pack and eat it too. Okay, maybe not eat it, but you can eat it if you wanted to. A Florida brewery is unveiling a 6-pack rings that could feed sea turtles. The Saltwater Brewery, a craft microbrewery in Delray Beach, has developed the rings with a startup called E6PR. These 6-pack rings are made of wheat and barley, and they either biodegrade or they could serve as a snack for wildlife.
It's kind of an interesting concept. I mean, everybody here has been geared, recycle. However, 70% of all recycled materials in this country actually get shipped overseas. Malaysia, Philippines, places that pretty much have no rules. So my personal opinion is most of that stuff ends up in the ocean.
Anyway.
So this could be a good step in the correct direction.
Right. And it's made out of wheat and barley, so theoretically you can eat it too.
Well, you can try it. I'll pass.
I won't. No, I don't know about that. I mean,
maybe with some ketchup.
There you go. Put some hot sauce on it, I'll eat it. Or even better, put some sour cream on it, because sour cream on anything I'll eat. So. Next up, we're both Star Wars fans, and we're both Disney fans. This next news story is good for both of us. Disney's Star Wars Galaxy's Edge will have craft beer in Oga's Cantina bar. And we have the list. And basically, it's all beers from craft breweries that they've renamed to make them more Star Wars-like. All right, let's check it out. All right, Bad Motivator IPA is the first one on the list. It's a little nod to the Red Droid R5D4, I think his name was. He's the one that blew up.
Yeah,
and
in that 2 seconds.
Right, and they had a little action figure for him. So he has to be, he's important because without him, they don't pick up R2-D2.
Yep.
How about that? That's an India Pale Ale style of beer made with Galaxy and Comet hops, and that's from Sierra Nevada Brewing Company. Next up, we have the White Wampa Ale, which is a Heffa style wheat beer with banana and citrus flavors, and that's from Ballast Point. The ABV in that is 4.5. The usual Heffa style wheat beer is about 4.5. Next is Gold Squadron Lager. That's a golden lager with lavender and plum flavors. Sounds a little interesting. Blue Point Brewing Company does that one. Next up is the Gamorrean Ale, a red ale with roasted caramel and grapefruit flavors from New Belgian Brewing Company. And finally, the Spice Runner, which is a hard cider from Angry Orchard. And no ABV on that yet, but that's probably going to be just a normal Angry Orchard, just renamed.
Yeah. Well, it's nice that they have at least a few different styles. A lot of places when you go to, they're just keying on one style. This is a little bit across the board.
When you go there, not just going to get your domestics, they're also going to have some, wine and some mixed drinks there, but I'll go for that.
Although I did hear, though, unfortunately, they're not going to have the clarinet music in the background. Supposedly, it is a bar on a different planet, so therefore, that's not going to be played, which really kind of upsets me because I wanted to sit for 4 hours of just that one song.
Just that one song over and over again. I'm not even going to hum it yet because I don't want to get sued. We don't have the rights issues for the Cantina Band music, but wow, that's a little disappointing, but I'll still go. I'm still going to go.
They're actually, it opened in California this week, and they're limiting you to 4 hours in that park. And supposedly, the stormtroopers come and take you away if you stay for more than 4 hours. So stay for more than 4 hours and get arrested by a stormtrooper. That'd be fun.
Send us a picture. I'd love to see it. If you like what you see here, Facebook.com/Wine, Hops, and Road Stops is the best place to talk to us. Tell us what you like to see. When we come back, we're going to try some low carb beers to get this body ready for summer. We'll be right back. Don't go away. There's more Wine, Hops, and Road Stops coming up. Welcome back to Wine Hops and Road Stop Shot on location at the beer stop in West Hazelton. It is summertime. It's time to drink some low carb beers. They're on the lighter side, so that's good, if you're out, doing some yard work.
Yeah, hopefully good beach beers, hot day, you can drink multiples of them. And the average beer, is going to have probably between like 13 to 18 grams of carbs per 12 ounces. So these go as low as 2.5, I believe, and as high as 5. So they're all safe to drink if you're on a low carb diet, and a lot of them you can even have multiples of.
I like that. All right, so let's start off.
All right,
with,
first one is the new Corona Premier. Everybody knows Corona. It's the #1 beach selling beer. And so they came out with a low carb version. This is the lowest of any carbs. 2 carbs.
Oh, wow. Tastes like a Corona.
Tastes like a light Corona, an extra light Corona, I would say.
Yeah.
But again, if it's 90 degrees out and it's hot, I mean,
that'd be great.
You can get away with it.
That seemed like a pretty good beach beer.
Yeah.
I'd probably just still throw a lime in it, though.
Yeah. Next is the Michelob Ultra.
Okay.
And the Ultra was the original guys with this. These have 2.6 grams of carbs in it.
Yeah, this guy's been around for a long time.
Yeah, they were the first ones to jump on that low carb bandwagon probably 8-10 years ago even.
Yeah, so there's some.
And
really
you want to know the truth? I've never had a Michelob Ultra before.
not much to it.
No, I don't think I've had many of these.
There's really no smell to it. There's barely any taste to it.
No, it's even less than the Corona, I would say.
Yeah, the Corona has at least a little bit of flavor to it. What you usually get out of a Corona is what's in that Corona Premier. Yeah. But this is
flavored water.
Basically, that's all you're getting out of this one. I'm sorry, Michelob. It's not for me.
Yeah.
This next one.
This is interesting because it's a daytime IPA, 4% alcohol, only 3 grams of carbs in it, 96 calories, I believe, or 98.
We can consider this a session beer.
Session beer, absolutely, and it's the first kind of microbrew guys that are really getting into that. I mean, it's a great nose to it, great citrus tones.
Yeah, really nice nose, surprisingly nice nose to it.
I would not be thinking that's a low carb beer. I mean, that's just a nice session IPA. That's really nice.
Yeah.
Super citrusy, very low in the bitter tones, very low. So if you're not a big IPA guy, this is a nice beer to try for the summer.
Nice citrusy IPA. This
really
is good,
citrusy, really citrusy.
I'll be drinking this again. Absolutely.
That's a really nice beer. That definitely gets the
again.
award.
Lagunitas though, they haven't ever let me down anyway. I mean,
well, they're a quality microbrew maker, so if they're setting out to make something on purpose, they're setting out to make it.
Yeah.
Next one is the Ruby Red, and this one has 3.1 grams of carbs by Shinerbach out of Texas. And I was surprised at this one because it's grapefruit and still only 3 carbs. And it smells grapefruity.
Now, how do you think they managed that?
I don't know. It says all natural.
Okay.
So we were thinking artificial flavors, but I guess not.
It's okay.
It's all right. It's light on the citrus tones.
Yeah, there's not a lot of grapefruit in it.
No, but it's you can tell it's grapefruit though, as opposed to just citrus.
There's a little hint of ginger.
Yeah.
Taste that at the end. It's not bad. This would be good. Another beach beer.
If you like fruit beers, this would be a very passable one.
Yeah, sitting on the deck, out in the sunshine. You're not going to want to drink a. Well, I mean, I'll still drink a stout because I don't care. But
next is the Beck's Light, which I've always said is my favorite light beer. 64 calories, 3.2 grams of carbs, but I just say it's a German light beer, and I've always just liked it as a light beer.
No, nose on it is definitely that German nose to it.
Yep. And again, it's light for a German beer, but it's you still get that almost a little bit of Pilsner flavor in it, and that definite German, style of hop.
It's not bad for what it is.
No, absolutely.
It's a light version of their beer. And
if you're worried about calories, that's pretty much one of the lowest out there, 64 calories.
Wow.
So I mean, you can't beat that.
So is that the lowest so far? So Corona's 90.
Yeah. 95. So it's definitely the lowest.
Okay. Yeah. So okay, but we're still under 100. So that's good.
Correct. Yeah. Everything here is under 100.
Because usually craft beers,
150, 220 even. If you get the stouts and that, where the good stuff is.
It's like a Big Mac,
Big Mac in a glass.
All right.
Next one is Dogfish's forte into the low carb world. 95 calories, 3.6 grams of carb.
My favorite
and
light
it is,
beer.
And it is an IPA. Low-cal IPA. It definitely has the nose of the Dogfish.
Dogfish always has that same finish.
Yep.
I've said it before, I'll
Yep.
say it again. And I'll say it again and again.
Yep.
It's good. It's really good.
It is. It's really good. It tastes like a light version of the 60 Minutes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're not getting quite as bowled over with the hops, but it's definitely, the flavor's all there.
A lot of flavor to this one. Like I said, right now this is my favorite light beer, but
Yeah.
I may change my mind because that Lagunitas was really good too.
Lagunitas was definitely more citrusy. So if you like the citrus tones more, that's the one. If you like more of the hop tones, the IPA.
And again, Dogfish Head, can't go wrong with them really. I mean, they're a quality craft brewery.
Absolutely, yeah. Next is another European Amstel Light, which is probably one of the stable light beers for the last 40 years since they started making light beers from Holland. This actually is the highest amount of carbs, though, 5.
That's exactly what I expect it to be.
Yep, yep.
You know, and I've had this one before, and it's just like their normal beer, but just a little bit lighter.
A little bit lighter. And again, a much better choice than if you're going down the Michelob Ultra or the Corona
I'd say so,
versions, yeah.
But let me tell you, man,
That
those
Lagunitas,
IPAs, man.
yeah, the Lagunitas IPA, I'm surprised that with the hops and the mash, they're able to keep the carbs down low.
Yeah.
But that's a beer to drink even if you're just drinking for normal.
If you like those craft beers, these two beers, the Dogfish Head and the Lagunitas, are both really filled with flavor.
Yeah, absolutely. The Dogfish, I still, compared to their others, I still feel it's the light version of that.
Sure.
The Lagunitas Daytime, I think it almost stand by itself.
Let me see.
Because, I mean, that's really
Give
just
it a
kind of,
shot.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just, it's a session IPA.
Well, there you go. There's our beers for this episode. Because summer's here. We're going to try to watch it right, I guess. Finally. I don't know, it'll probably snow tomorrow. When we come back, there's more Wine Hops and Road Stops coming your way. Don't go away. We'll be back after these messages. We're back again at Krugel's, Georgetown Deli and Beer here in Wilkes-Barre Township. With Kevin, how you doing today?
I'm doing great, Jeff. I'm really excited about what we got to show you.
What are we talking about?
Well, let's talk about the summer beers, right? It's summer, it's time to mow the lawn.
Warm weather's here.
Warm weather's here. Nobody wants to drink a big old thick beer anymore.
Well, I am, though.
But we are, but the quintessential summer beer is a Shandy.
Right.
And the first beer that anybody thinks about when they think about a Shandy is Leinenkugel's Summer Shandy. It's a lemon Shandy. It's light. It's lemony. It's not going to make you too sweaty while you're mowing the lawn.
Let's talk a little bit about the history of the Shandy. Tell me a little bit about how this style came about.
So a Shandy, the style of a Shandy came about just because people like drinking juice and beer. It's really not much more complicated than that. If we were in Germany, it'd be called a Radler. If we were in Italy or France, it'd be called a Panache. But it's all the same basic thing. So starting off with Leinenkugel's Summer Shandy, let's see if we can recreate this Shandy and see how close we can get to it.
I like that idea.
Sounds good, right?
Yeah.
All right, so we've got the original Leinenkugel's Summer Shandy, and we've got Leinenkugel's original beer,
Okay.
and some lemonade. So this should be a combination of these two. Let's put them together and let's see what happens.
Let's try it, because I didn't even know they had a normal beer.
Yeah, it's
Well, this is so popular. You know, I didn't even know they had an original beer.
sure. If we're following along on Mixology 101, anytime you mix two things together, especially with a non-alcoholic component, ice is always added to it.
All right, so now in front of us we have this one, which is the one you made.
Right, this is the one we made.
Okay, and this is the original.
And this is the original. Right off the bat, you can tell that the original is more carbonated.
Sure.
Because it's not half juice.
Right.
So let's give them a shot.
Okay.
Let's try the original first.
Okay.
Let's see what the original tastes like.
Okay.
Summer Shandy all the way. It's the beer you think of. You got the wheat in the background. All right. So let's see how our recreation tastes. Sweeter.
Yeah, that's about
Sweeter.
it though.
That's about it.
Yeah.
Sweeter.
Less carbonated,
Less
sweeter,
carbonated, a little
that's
sweeter,
it.
but that's about the same thing. So maybe we got a little bit too much of the lemonade on it, but it sounds about right though. This is how
yeah.
you make a Shandy.
I like it.
50% beer, 50% lemonade.
I like it. I would probably just drink this.
So where have Shandies gone since the original since the original beer and lemonade. Let's take a look at some of the other things that Shandy's have gone to.
Sure. So what do we have in front of us right now? We're moved on to something a little bit different.
Excellent. Yeah, what we've got here are two very common beer mixes, right? So the Summer Shandy is an excellent base for, adding a few other flavors to it. The two most common flavors added are going to be raspberry and strawberry, and that will be today provided by Lindemann's Lambics. Very common, it's a very common mix, and we'll throw some garnishes on it, make it look nice and pretty.
Great, all right, go to it.
So here we'll do the strawberry. Already we have a glass of the Shandy, cascade a little bit of the strawberry down it.
Oh, nice.
Garnish with a few strawberries in the glass and a nice strawberry on the side.
Oh, that looks beautiful.
And give it a lemon. And now you've got a strawberry lemonade.
Okay, and the next one.
We've got the same concept with the raspberry framboise. A lot of people know the raspberry framboise, a little darker. Going to give you that nice pink red look to it. This one's going to get a couple of raspberries thrown right on top.
Oh, nice.
Along with a lemon slice.
All right, I got to ask, what does the garnish add to it?
So the garnish adds freshness, right? So immediately when you put it to your mouth, you're going to smell fresh fruit. And that's going to trick your mind into thinking that everything else is a whole lot fresher than it actually is.
Well, it looks delicious. Let's give it a shot.
Let's give it a shot.
Well, like I said, I could see drinking that outside on a deck somewhere.
Sure.
Even by the ocean.
You can give your mom this drink.
Oh, God, yeah. My mom would love this drink.
Yes. So this is what a Shandy should look like. This is the normal kind of Shandies. But there's lots of other beers that you can do this to. There's nothing in beer rules that says you can't mix juice with any kind of beer you like.
I like this. So let's check out some more beers.
Let's see what else we got.
Yeah. All right, now we have a different type of Shandy right now. We have something from the Wallenpaul Brewing Company, our friends at Wallenpaul Brewing Company.
Holly Hefeweizen.
Okay.
I think it's one of their newer beers. It's a German-style Heffa, and now we're going to try this one with a little bit of pineapple juice. We're going to make a pineapple Heffa, and if you remember, this one you'd call a Radler, because it's got the German beer backbone.
Right, right.
So the German Hefeweizen is going to have that Bavarian yeast. It's going to have that spicy, clovey sort of a background, and then it'll contrast really well with the pineapple, and then a little bit of blackberry garnish just to give it a little bit of that prestige.
Oh, great. Well, let's
give this one a shot.
Let's give it a shot. I like the blackberry, too. I like that. Well, I'll tell you what. I could tell it's a different style of beer.
A little bit heavier.
Yeah, yeah.
A little bit more.
There's more
stuff.
to it, yeah.
And in each of these glasses, I really only added about 1 ounce of pineapple juice. The acidity is going to, a lot of times you'll see things mixed with beer are going to be all of your sort of acidic fruits, the oranges, the strawberries, the cherries, and raspberries and things like that. Acidity really helps the beer because beer is acidic to begin with.
Sure.
So the pineapple is going to contrast that Bavarian spicy yeast really well.
It really does, and I was a little skeptical at first. Actually, you mixing pineapple with this style of beer, but it works perfectly.
Yeah, I like it. The pineapple is definitely a welcome addition to it, and I feel like the two blend together rather than fight each other.
Yeah, absolutely. Next up, we're going to talk about some sours. So tell me, someone that doesn't know, what is the sour style?
So a sour style is made sour from the addition of typically lactobacillus bacteria. And sour beers are going to come in 3 main styles. You're going to have a standard sour, you're going to have a Goza, and you're going to have a Berliner Weiss.
Okay.
All 3 are going to be a little bit different from each other. The standard sour is just a regular beer with lacto added to it. Now, oftentimes it's going to be with fruit as well. So you're going to start with peach or blueberry or lime is popular. And all these things are going to have just that sour component added to it. So the normal acidity of the beer is just cranked up to 10.
Right. So what do we have in front of us? The first one we're trying is what?
So the first one we're trying is from Flying Fish Brewing. I think this is one of their newer ones. This is called Salt and Sea. It is a strawberry lime session sour. So the session right there tells us that it's low alcohol.
Right.
And this one clocks in at
4.3.
4.3, so it's like a Miller Lite.
Yeah.
And so it's got the strawberry and lime and salt in it. And with the addition of the salt, we'd actually call this one a goza, really, because the gozas are typified by having salt in it.
I could smell the lime.
And yep,
Yeah.
the lime and the strawberry are there. And then the little bit of a salt background to it has a softening sort of tendency.
I like that because that's not overly sour.
Yeah, this is a really old style. It goes back to when people are brewing beer and it just went sour on them. And you do that long enough.
Drink it anyway.
Yep, drink it anyway. Let's take a look at Sequench Sour Session.
Now, I've had this before.
Yep.
And, you know, Dogfish has been one of my favorite craft breweries since I started drinking craft beer. I like a lot of their stuff, most of their stuff, because they have a ton of different offerings.
Yes.
And this one is good. This one's good, too. I've had it before. I'll have it again.
So let's take a look at this one. This is brewed with lime peel, black limes, and sea salt. A little bit bigger. This is my wife's favorite beer. Almost the same as the last beer.
Yeah. Yeah, real similar.
Real similar.
But it has that trademark Dogfish head finish.
Yeah.
Very good beer. I've always liked this one.
Yeah.
Again, even though I'm not a huge fan of the style, this is something, if it's there, I'll drink it.
Yeah.
And it's Dogfish, so it's you know it's going to be good.
So up next, we've got from Grand Rapids, Michigan, Mas Agave from Founders. This is an Imperial Lime Goza brewed with agave, and it's aged in tequila barrels. This is one of their barrel-aged series. There's a bunch of them.
That's interesting.
This one's supposed to taste like a margarita beer.
All right.
Let's give it a shot.
Yeah. Oh, totally different
smell.
nose to it. Yeah.
Oh, this is very different.
It
Tequila right away. That's fantastic. This is a really good beer. I wouldn't even call this a sour. It's as sour as a margarita is.
This is very good. People like margaritas.
Yeah,
People
this
like
is-
tequila. My wife, who loves tequila.
Yeah.
Right here, baby. Okay, the ABV on this is pretty high. What is it?
It's 10%.
Yeah, it's a decent sized beer.
It's a decent sized beer. You can't tell that it's 10% as you're drinking it. Thanks for coming, Jeff. We really love all of this. We have had so much fun this season.
Absolutely.
It's so much fun every show. We love to show everybody what we've got.
So on Friday nights, you guys do something here almost every Friday night.
Every Friday night, 5 to 7, we have a tasting night, and we'll pull something off the shelf that we want to show people. Something seasonal, something cool, something brand new.
And you have breweries coming in too?
Breweries come in. Free Will comes in. Paw Pack comes in. Two Rows comes in. Yeah, all kinds of different breweries. You know, some of them drive farther than others, but there's always something cool going on a Friday night.
Come out to Georgetown, drop an entry form in the box. You can win some tickets to a Pocono race this summer.
Get a slushie.
And get a slushie, get a beer, and hang out with Kevin. Krugel's Georgetown Deli and Beer. They got stuff going on all summer long. Check them out. Welcome back to Wine Hops and Road Stops, shot on location at the beer stop in West Hazelton. And we just got done sampling a bunch of light beers, low carb beers, you know, for the summertime. I think you said it was the first time we've lined up a whole bunch of
Yellow beers.
Yeah, yellow beers like this. Yeah. I do have to say, as far as all these beers here, excluding Dogfish and Lagunitas, in my opinion, Beck's is the closest to their full beer counterpart as far as taste goes.
Yes, if you like Beck's and you're looking to cut back on calories or carbs this summer, it's a great choice because you may not even realize you're drinking the light beer, because it was.
And since this is our season finale, let's talk about what's going on the beer stop is involved with over the summer.
Okay, well, we always do the Great Beer Festival, which is the 24th of August.
Yes.
24th of August, Saturday. Come out, drink for charity. 20 in advance, 25 at the door. It's at the Babe Ruth Field on 23rd Street. And again, 100% all the money that gets collected stays in Hazelton and stays in the local charities.
Thank you very much, Alan, for another great season. Remember, life is too short to have bad beer. So drink a good beer. Get it from the beer stop. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
See you again.